This is my 2000 Excelsior Henderson Super X. I think you would call it a barn find. I put it in the barn 15 years ago after my father died. I had bought it for him as a gift, and he put about 2,100 miles on it, and it came back to me, and I've never ridden it. I'm not much of a street rider. It's very dirty. It's very dusty right now. It's been sitting in Lake Arrowhead, California for 15 years. I do start it up, probably about once a month, not in the winter time, and I'll run it up and down the street. A couple times I've ridden it down to the village, but there's no buts, I guess. It's just there. I'm going to show you some things about it. When I ordered it for Dad, I'd been told that there were a few problems with it, and the first would be the front axle, that the bearings fail in that. And so I sent the motorcycle down to a guy in Alpine, California, who repairs them and maintains them. He calls himself the X-Man, and it's his trip to do that. And so that axle in the center, he took that out, he machined it out, put bigger bearings in there because I guess they failed. Then in the transmission, he took that apart. I guess they used plastic bushings. He replaced those all with some machined steel bushings. Down here at the bottom of the engine, he put a sight glass for the oil in. That's not a stock piece. My dad wanted beach cruiser bars, so we had the big beach cruiser bars put on it. The blinkers were originally up on the bars. We had them mounted down on the fork. And what else did we do to it? He did something to the scavenge pump in the engine. I guess they were prone to failure. I don't remember what that was. I don't really know. I'm not that kind of a guy. And that's the original air cleaner, but it has a much bigger aftermarket K&N filter in there. I guess it helps it perform. I've never really ridden it on the freeway. I couldn't tell you. I doubt this motorcycle has ever been on the freeway, but that's the K&N filter back there behind the original cover. And he put an oil breather on it. There's no damage to the motorcycle. It's all original. There's a couple little flaws on it. There's one flaw around on the front right here. You can see around that rivet the paint is chipped just a little bit, but that is the only cosmetic flaw that I know of. There was a giant chrome nut here, and when I picked it up from my dad's house, it was just missing, so we just put a regular machine nut on there. Guess I could order that. I just never have looked into it. I don't really care that much. The passenger seat is stored in a box along with the pegs that go down right there. You can kind of see where they attach. I have those off. My dad took them off, actually. He didn't. My mom was, he was 80 years old when I bought this for him. So he used to putt around Sun City, Arizona. Registration's current on it. I just haven't bothered to put a new sticker on it. I don't ride it. It's all there. It's really dirty. It's really dusty right now. It's really grimy. It does need to be detailed and cleaned up. It's a filthy mess. But there are no scratches, no dents, no dings. The tires are original to it. I wouldn't ride them more than 20 miles an hour. They've got kind of checks in them and that kind of stuff. I did hose it off just before I brought it out here. And I'm going to start it up now. I've got the original keys to it. They're kind of unusual. Got two of them. And I've got the original manual and maintenance record thing with it. Nobody's ever filled it out or done anything. So we turn it on and let's give it a start. And I guess I need to turn the key on. Just a minute. There you go. Hear it firing up. Always sounds like landing gear coming down in my plane when I do that. Here we go. Hey, starts right up. Right on. Let it idle a little bit and warm up. I always loved looking at the front of this thing when you're riding it, all that chrome. Probably needs to warm up a bit. So that's that. I will admit that the bike is really dirty. I mean, it's grubby. I would wash it and wax it for you and everything, but it's just a huge amount of work. There's chrome everywhere. But everything's there. There's no dings. It's not scratched up. It's just been setting. It's never been ridden hard. I know that. My dad was 80 when he got it. All the aftermarket stuff has been done by the ex-man, and he's supposedly taken care of the kind of fatal flaws that were in these things. I didn't want to give it to Dad and have it break, because he would have given me a rash of grief over that. But that's that. That is the machine.